Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. Good times with Scar here, and welcome back to Hermit Quest, the building of this absolutely beautiful map. In our last episodes, we got some tremendous progress on our castle enchanter. I think this area is looking absolutely fantastic, and a huge thank you for all of the incredible help and just like positive comments and ratings on the last video. Just blew my mind and showed how excited you are for this particular series that we're building for, and I'm just so happy and honored to make videos for you guys. You're just awesome. The comments helping me with world edit was just so appreciative, and I want you to know that. Like, I really appreciate that, and I may still be awful at world edit, but I'm trying to learn. I'm going through the comments. You guys have taught me a couple cool little tricks, so to be honest, like, keep that coming. I need all the help I can get. And I want to show you what we've been working on. So remember this? We got this tower built up on, oh no, this is the tower we built. So we got this one built via copy and paste. Augie helped us with that, of course. We built up this little centerpiece right here, which is super nice. And then back on this wall over here, we built this all via time lapse. Now it's still a big work in progress, still getting, the stones, the plants, and all the textures built in, but I think it's starting to look pretty sweet. Now, this is what we actually worked on over a live stream, and that's our pathway. So this is the pathway we worked on live stream. Now, after, the Twitch stream, I just kept going, and I went for like 3 hours. Got some trees built up, got the pathway even more defined via, some extra hills, some extra stone. Now, this map has a lot of stone built in. It's a very, very beautiful map by default. But, this is just, it's okay. It's a base. It's there, it's honorable mention. But this is what we're trying to achieve, is some very highly detailed stone pieces in some of the kind of little lesser areas of the build. But I still want them to be fairly prominent. And of course, this is the stone. This is all the plants and all the details that we were able to establish in the stream. And then a little bit off camera. This is one of my favorite spots right here. Look at this. You're climbing this hill, and it just gets so steep, and you're just like huffing and puffing, just trying to get to the top. And then it's like, we made it. I just love that. It just looks like perspectively very tall, and I really think that came out really nice. And of course, in the interior here, we have our fences built up. I did a little bit of landscaping in here. Oh, I broke it. There we go. We did quite a bit of landscaping in here, got some plants, and of course, continued our pathway along. And I like these little lanterns. I think they look really nice. I got them installed along there. Now, this is where we're going to be working today. This is the interior, and I would have liked to have done a little bit more of this on camera, but we've got to get this map done. Like, I'm so far behind, and I'm trying to catch back up to all the other builders. And so I built out this section in here, and then I've got these beautiful little windows on the sides, of course, made out of the crystal, which in our last episode we explained is the reason the castle's here. That's how the people get their magic and all sorts of wonderful things. And yeah, so this little staircase goes down. Now, this is just a very, very basic design towards the spiral staircase, which will take you down to the grotto. And if you remember from the last episode, the grotto is where we're going to enchant. So when people on Hermit Quest go and they, need to enchant their armor or their weapons or things like that, I'm going to take the express route if you don't mind. Just taking the express route. There we go. So this right here is the end of it, and I'll jazz up the walls and all those wonderful things. But this is where we're going to be working today, and we're going to carve out a huge chunk of the land under here and create our crystal grotto, and it's going to be absolutely stunning and beautiful. And I just can't wait to get started. So let me start getting some supplies prepared and a little bit more thought put into the design, and I'll be right back. And before we start, which we're going to in just a minute, I need your guys' help on the tops of the towers. So these are some designs I've been going off of. Now, I really like adding the wood along here, as it kind of just acts as a nice little contrast to the rest of the stone. Now, the tops of them, I'm a little bit confused. Do I continue the wood, or do I think about maybe even doing a higher contrast wood, such as the dark chocolate over there? So as you can see, you can get a good glimpse of the milk chocolate and the dark chocolate. So that's an option. And then there's this other one over here, which is kind of a mixed stone. So we have some of our smooth stone slabs, we have some brick slabs, and a little bit of cobble. Now the cobble kind of acts as cracks and just kind of roughens up the stone a little bit, which looks nice, I believe. So what do you guys like? Do you like the wood or do you like the stone? So What do you think? In the comments, go wood or stone, depending on which one you like. I don't know. I like this one, but I also really like the contrast that the wood provides. This is a little bit more highly detailed. And yeah, I want to know your guys' opinion on that because, to be honest, I can't decide. Now, over in this little corner over here, this is another area I'm having a little bit of a struggle with. I don't want to do another tower. I'm going to do some more towers. Like I'm going to do another tower here and another tower right there. And these are going to be a little bit skinnier, a little tower like we talked about in the last episode. And your feedback on, a wider tower should be a little bit shorter than, a skinnier tower should be a little taller. And you guys kind of agreed with that philosophy. And I think that makes sense for the perspective we're trying to achieve here at this castle. But this back section, I feel like maybe it needs something else, not a tower, but more of a castle, like a citadel. Isn't that the appropriate term? Isn't that like not a tower, but more of a thing? I don't know. But I need to build something here and I'm not 100% sure. So in the comments, please give me some suggestions for what you think would be back there. So something, castle-like, but not a tower. So this little trail right here is another thing. What I would love to do if I have the time is to build some little cottages, little things along those lines along this section. And then right here, I'd love to make just a very small little market. Now, depending on what Iskall decides, maybe we can do some NPCs in this area. Maybe they're selling enchanted books, things of that nature, I think would look really nice. But I definitely need to get his feedback on that first. And yeah, so it's time to work on that grotto. All right, welcome down here. And what we're going to start with here, actually, I was going to look for my wand, but the wand can't be found in there. So if I can pull out my wand like so, and this is what you guys told me, and I really hope this is going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go bam like that, and I'll set my first position. I just want to see if this is going to work. I'm going to like sneak over here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I don't know, say I set it down here. So that's position 2. And then I'm looking at your comments right now, and I should go bam, bam, and then set space 0. Oh, did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Okay, so it kind of worked. Just not very well. I just didn't do it very well, of course, because that's just the way I work. So we're going to go like this once again, and then we just need to go up higher. Of course I didn't do that correct. It's world edit. I have just learned a certain way to play Minecraft, and like it's just hard for me to ever change. Do you have that feeling like you've learned a certain way, via survival or creative, and then you have to learn Minecraft in a whole nother way? But look at that. I try to learn, make a lot of mistakes, but each time I make one of those mistakes, I try to learn from it and try a little bit better the next time. So quick update, I am just so incredibly inspired after seeing this cavern. So these are my current thoughts for the area. Once you come down this way, you will kind of be directed out of kind of the nicer castle more into a very natural cave. And that cave is going to kind of swirl through this way. Now on this wall right here, you're going to start to see some remnants of some mining operation where they're kind of mining out the magical crystals. And then you'll work your way this way into the shrine. So this is kind of the shrine. This is where the kind of the prize crystals are, where of course the enchanters are going to be. And let's just make a little bit more magic happen. That was a fail. Take 2. There we go. Oh no, we've broken out, guys. We've broken out. The light is shining on us. And these water pockets, if you have a command idea on how to get rid of those, like / bounty quilter picker upper or whatever it is, quilter picker upper, that would be amazing. So we've got to fix this. This is gonna be totally easy. We can just build up a little bit more dirt in this little spot right here. But look at the possibilities. Just feel the possibilities that this is going to be. Man, I really truly believe this is going to be something very, very cool that people will be able to find and get their enchanting done in the game. An hour and a half later, I have the layout built up for our trail down to the grotto. But the reason this is taking a while is this area, which originally was going to be, is an inaccessible area because down below here is a boss fight location, and I completely forgot about this. So we can't build down into this area, so I had to think of something else. So what I've devised here is that you'll walk your way through here down into this little kind of trench, and we'll build this up and make it look really, really fancy and beautiful. Of course, it's quite ugly at the moment, but as you can see, it'll go all the way down to here, and then you'll have a slightly little more of an ornate entrance here, and then into the cave, which will be in this little spot right here, and it'll deposit you. You can take this exit right out into this lake. So this is going to be kind of like a mine shaft. So in and around, we're going to really work on that and add lots of those little mine shafts and things, because the people who live in this castle are excavating these crystals, of course, and that's how they get their magic and all that good stuff. But yeah, it took a long time, but I do think it was well worth the extra time to really plan it out and to really get a good kind of solid structure for our pathway and an idea on where the actual grotto is going to be, where the magical crystals are going to go, and that will be, of course, where the enchanter is. So I think that's good. So our next phase here is to hit super fast build mode and start kind of making this area look a little bit nicer. So my friends, I'll see you in a little bit, and hit it. End of super fast build mode, and look at this incredible progress as we take a quick break from the time lapse. This is, of course, the little tunnel canal that will take you down into the grotto, and just lots and lots of little details here. The whole design is that this is an old castle, and you know, it's kind of falling apart, but you know, people still here, people are still taking care of it to a certain degree. So I think that is coming out really, really nice. And I just love the aspects of the walls are slowly crumbling away. And as you get deeper and deeper into the actual, you know, grotto, it just keeps giving way more and more to a natural site. And we got lots of stalagmites and stalactites. But one thing I'm trying to figure out is, it needs something else in the ceiling. Do we go full on crystal in the cave, or do we only do that in the grotto? You guys got to help me on that. Help me with your thoughts on what we should do, or if you have another block, do you think that would look really good up in the ceilings? As you can see, there's some little bits of, plant life coming down. And I think that helps, but there's a lot of gray and it just needs something, just a smidge bit of color, I think would make this really, really, really cool. And as you can see, this goes all the way down and there's a lot more work to do. So once again, my friends, let's hit super fast build mode and get this finished. Super fast build mode, and that was quite the project of building out that cave. I think it's looking really cool, and I added a small couple extra details to it that I want to show you in a minute. But before we head underground, I forgot to show you this back section here. So I've been working on the curve that's going to go around this side of the cliff. Now, as you can see, this area is, let's see, what am I in? Can I get in the creative mode here, please? Thank you very much. As you can see, this little section right through here was just kind of a gentle slope going up the hill. So I decided to kind of, expand out the cliff and add more rock, more plants, things of the nature. And I think that's looking pretty good, pretty good. And I'm very, very happy with that because I think that's going to look nice, because my concern with that was that we're going to have these massive walls on this side and they would look very ugly. But see how I kind of split it in half right there? Also add this little cliff, and that once kind of ugly, massive stone wall is now broken up and it's looking very, very, very nice. So I'm very pleased with the way that has come out. And one last thing around the top here and swooping on back here. And here it is, this little detail right here. So we got the trees planted here and there. And what did Augie say over here? Ren stream making Ren work on here. Oh, he's trying to get Ren to work on Hermit Quest. Yes, Ren Dog is streaming. I actually was just watching him until I realized, like, I gotta finish this. Okay, guys, are you ready to take the express route down and show you what we worked on today? Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, I can tell you guys are ready. Here we go. We're going to take the express route down. Oop, not adventure. We're not going to do any adventuring today. So going down the secret Scar elevator here. Okay, here we go. I'm so excited to show you guys this. This is going to be really fun. So I built this little area right here. It just looks like a little rock slide. It just helps kind of transition out of the spiral staircase. And here's our project. This was 2 days of work building out this entire area, mostly done by hand. I carved it out with World Edit, but all of the blocks were all placed by hand because Augie told me a way of like combining like an end rod and a tool that saves some time, but I forgot how to do it and I'm not sure how to do brushes very well. So I just decided, what the heck, we'll just do it by hand. And this thing came out really cool. Of course, this is the pathway that'll lead you down to where the enchanters are going to be. And it's just absolutely massive. I would like to add a couple more columns down here, but I just couldn't find good positions for them, but I'll add those later. I decided to add just a subtle amount of crystals in the ceiling to act as kind of a nice transition into the crystal grotto. So you can start to get a little picture like, ooh, what are those? Something shiny in the ceiling. I like that. So I think that's going to look really, really nice. Just a little detail. Plus, it's that ever so slight bit of color that we're trying to achieve. And I think this came out really cool. This, of course, is the official entrance to the Crystal Grotto. And I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Now we just need to actually build it. So this is going to be quite extensive, and I'm quite excited about this. Let's jump back into Spectator one more time. And this little area right here is where we're going to carve out a massive chunk. And very excited about that. I love the look of this from going kind of up the staircase, but I haven't quite decided, and I would love it if you guys could help me real quick with this decision. Should we create a system where when you come down these stairs and you enter the Crystal Grotto, you enchant what you need to get enchanted? If that is the last time, you can't return back up. You have to go back out this way. So there would be no way. Maybe right here you fall down 2 blocks and you can't get out. Does that sound like a good plan? I'm just trying to think of player-wise. How are the player going to interact with the space that we are creating? Because that's something we got to think about when we're building, is how the players are going to interact with the whole area together. And that's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed today as we built that massive tunneled cave. And until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe the videos are rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later.